Hi, I'm Gracie DeSantis, the Digital Strategist here at Vi, and today we're going to talk about how account-based marketing can generate more qualified leads, align your marketing and sales teams, and mean more revenue. Let's start by understanding what ABM is and how it can be so impactful. Every day, marketers are crafting experiences and speaking to prospects at the contact level. For example, we're sending emails and interacting with Fred Jones at Mystery Incorporated rather than Mystery Incorporated as a whole. On the other hand, as its name tells us, account-based marketing focuses on a set of key accounts rather than a wide net. We're speaking to the Rebel Alliance rather than just Luke Skywalker. Because we make this shift, ABM also facilitates cohesion between sales and marketing teams. When we do make this shift and our target changes from an individual contact to the group of people that comprise an account, we help enable sales and ultimately grease the wheels when it comes to making a decision on the prospect side. On that note, when is ABM a good idea? As much as we'd like to say always, the reality is ABM is not the easiest lift, but it can really be worth it when approached strategically. Sometimes you might want to consider ABM are when we're working with enterprise level accounts or those that are more complex and have complicated sales cycles or involve multiple stakeholders, when you're targeting key markets or geographical areas, when you're trying to build out a strategic or long-term partnership rather than just offering a solution, service, or product. And then when that product or solution or service is highly customizable and can be tailored to the needs of that account. And then when you probably already have information on a prospect or an account and you're just trying to cross-sell or upsell some of your services. Let's take a real-life scenario. So let's say you're an IT solutions provider. You offer print, cybersecurity, IT help desk services, all that jazz. And you've identified 5 large hospital networks as key accounts. Closing just one of them probably means serious revenue for your company. But healthcare systems are incredibly complex. You might have to consider the role of IT, legal, end users like nurses and administrators, executives, and doctors, and how each of their roles influences the decision to choose you. Plus, your product is hyper customizable. We can slice and dice any way we need to fit these needs. Buckshot marketing, just casting tactics into the ether, is probably not going to cut it and be a waste of time and resources for you. For example, you might have IT on board with your solution, but run into roadblocks when talking to legal. Or perhaps the CEO is convinced that partnering with you is going to take their network into the next generation, but end users have no idea how to use your solution. So you're going to need a cohesive and strategic approach. And that's where ABM comes in. So let's talk about how we set up an ABM campaign for success. So now that we've chosen our key accounts, we need to take the time to understand them. This goes back to those basic principles of sales and marketing. Who are our prospects? What are their pain points? And how do our services and solutions meet them where they are? And how do we find them in the wild? What's key to remember though, and what's different for ABM, is our positioning is now no longer for one or for all, it's for one and for all. The next part to setting ABM up for success is sales and marketing alignment. This is the hardest part and where many organizations fail. I always recommend starting with a kickoff meeting or a brief so that we can all be on the same page, understand what we're doing, why, and share any key context. After that, it's time to share data back and forth. What information do we have on our sales and marketing islands that can be useful in this approach? Sales can share context about conversations they've had, and marketing can bring insight about content that the prospects have engaged with. These are just some examples. There's also benefits to working on the same or an integrated CRM. When your tools are the same and we have visibility into what the other team is using, we're able to access that information a lot faster. That's also why it's so important to connect your tech. Beyond just your CRM, when it comes to things like meeting links, tracking leads, it's important for everybody to be working on congruent systems so that we can understand where our accounts are in the process and what to do next. Once we have all of that and are on the same page, it's time to start thinking about tactics. When it comes to tactics, we always want to think about how we're creating a curated experience. I like to think of ourselves as content concierge when it comes to content and account-based marketing. The first place I always start is with a landing page dedicated to that key account. Nowadays, CMS tools have incredibly smart capabilities to customize this landing page experience based on data in the CRM. HubSpot, we can use smart tools and different lists so that we can, going back to that healthcare system, offer the CEO and the IT director different experiences in the same place. Now we need to think about what goes on that landing page and what we're sharing throughout the ABM campaign. Content. It needs to be personal. So this can be content that already exists, white papers, webinars that perhaps we do a little bit of design work and they feel versioned for the target account. Video can be super helpful here. Something I always recommend is having the sales lead who's going to be working on the account present themselves in like maybe a 1-minute video, introducing themselves or picking back up the conversation if it's something that's happened before. And you can use that on the landing page and in emails as well. It takes that conversation to the next level. In the same thread of conversation, we definitely want to be engaging on social media, whether that's organically from our main account or using InMail or LinkedIn Navigator to start those conversations. Direct mail can also have an application here if the industry and campaign calls for it. We can leverage events. So if we're going to a trade show, hosting a cocktail hour or a webinar, personalized invites and interaction feel really good for the prospect. Down to the brass tacks, when it comes to email campaigns, sales sequences, all of those basic things we need to take care of, we want to make sure that they feel personal. The work that you will spend customizing content rather than sending out a mass email is going to pay off tenfold. And especially with AI tools today, we can really streamline that process. All right, so to reiterate, if you take anything back to your own desk about ABM, let it be these 3 things. Number 1, sales plus marketing equals revenue. Collaboration is key to pulling off ABM. You guys need to be on the same page with the same data and the same tech. Number 2, remember your positioning, your solutions, not just for one, but for one and for all. And number 3, when you're doing so, regardless of tactic or content, personalized contextual conversations are going to be everything. That's all for me today about account-based marketing. Hope you learned something. Hope you can take something back to your organization. If you'd like to talk more or learn more about account-based marketing, you can reach out to us at any time, and we're excited to hear from you.